Welcome to another episode, everyone. The Gangster Crips, or at least a Gangster Crip, violated another man viciously there in the Los Angeles County Jail. This sort of thing at this juncture had not been transpiring as of late as it relates to assaulting someone in that manner. There have been fights, there has been violence, there have been stabbings, but there has not been any funny business. No one at this point have been getting knocked out and getting peanut butter spread between their cheeks. This was a normal thing back in the day in the Los Angeles County Jail and in prison as a whole. People were coming there, and depending on their crime, if you were in there for a crime that you should not have been in there for, these big, strong individuals sometimes would beat you down, tie you up, pull down your pants, and assault you in one manner or another. But it had begun to be frowned upon to pull down another man's pants and play with his backside for any reason or under any circumstances. People were beginning to look at it like something was wrong with the individual who was perpetrating such a crime. At the end of the day, it is a crime. It's assault. Because the individual that you're doing it to doesn't want this done to him. So it's assault. And it's really something that should not be tolerated behind the walls. Assault is assault regardless. But there, yes, the dude from Gangster pulled up to the module. And he was okay. He had a couple of squabbles, and he had respect there in the module. People were respecting him. People knew his name. I know his name. And though he had a couple of fights, for the most part, he stood to himself. He took care of his own business. And he didn't seem like a bully. He wasn't big enough to even be a bully. And then a non-affiliate all of a sudden came into his cell. And this non-affiliate was a bit off. He was a little weird or eccentric, if you will, but he too minded his own business and he just wanted to go home. He did not talk to too many people. He did not bother anyone. You can find him asking what the program was, what's expected of him. Apparently, this was his first time in jail. He was about 22 years old, and he did not have a serious case. So he would be going home soon. And he wanted to get along there in the module, so he's asking people, what do I do? Who do I hang with? What's the rules here? Etc. Because being a non-affiliate, first time in the county jail, he did not know. All he knows is that there's a lot of violence going on around him, and he wants to know how to navigate it and stay out of the violence. So he's just asking questions, and people are lacing him up on how to take care of his business and comport himself there in the county jail in order to make it out safely. But then all of a sudden, one day, the dude from Gangster comes out and says he's about to take it to his cellie that night. You about to take it to your cellie? Yeah, man. I'm about to get with him. Now, everyone believes that he's talking about fighting, of course. He's talking about beating the dude down for whatever reason. And that question was asked. What is the reason? What happened, bro? And only thing he kept saying was that the dude is a weirdo. Man, dude weird, man. He's being there doing weird shit, man. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he the police. He don't really want to answer too many questions. It's just something off about him. Okay, well, leave him alone then. If there's something off about him, he's not a snitch. He doesn't have any bad crimes, any bad charges. So if he's weird or bothering you in the cell, then get him out of the cell. But why are you going to beat him down or whatever? Like, what's that all about? But this is the kind of stuff that these individuals do. They will prey on the weak behind the bars. It happens all of the time. And this dude is clearly one of the weak, just wants to get out of there. And I cannot imagine that this individual is inside of the cell doing something that merits an ass whooping. Because when he comes out of the cell, he's really docile. He doesn't want to be bothered, and he doesn't bother anyone. So I can imagine that he's inside of the cell, irritating or annoying his cellies. He's probably just lying on his bunk and probably not saying much, and this is what's irritating him. I'm not sure. I'm not in the cell, and people can act one way outside of a cell, but you never know someone until you live with them. So I wasn't in there, so I cannot say exactly what this individual may or may not have been doing inside of the cell that upset the dude from Gangster. Whatever he was doing, because he wasn't specifying what it was that he was doing. What did he do? Oh man, he just acting weird. That's all he was really saying. Okay. Not to get involved and get in the middle of everything that goes on in there. You just can't do it. Okay, thinking he's going to just whoop his ass. Later on that night inside of the cell. Instead, you lying on your bunk, and all of a sudden, you hear whimpering. Or the whole tier hears whimpering. And everybody's getting even more quiet to try to understand what's going on. And now it's stark quiet in there, and you hear someone crying. And then you hear these loud slaps. Pat, pat, pat. And then you hear someone saying, what I say, boy? What I say? Say what I said, boy. Get on the boards and say what I said. And then you realize that it's the non-affiliate that was whimpering and crying, and now he's on the bars saying, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Who's the best? You're the best. You're the best. He's making the dude say he's the best. He made the dude call him daddy. Now, come to find out, those slaps that we are hearing on the tier, that's this dude from Gangster who done beat his celly up. He done socked him a couple of times, pulled his pants down, wet his cheeks with some type of liquid, shampoo, water, to make it slippery or whatever, and took his shower shoe, and this is what people used to do back in the day in the county jail. They'd spank your bare behind with a shower shoe. Or try to stick some foreign on the inside. Dude got his shower shoe, and he's slapping him on his bare butt cheeks with the shower shoe. As he's standing on the bars, dude is holding the bars. His celly said everything that was going on in there, bro. His celly is holding the bars, and dude's smacking him on his ass cheeks with the shower shoe. Okay. That's gay. That's gay. I don't care what you say. Rather, you're slapping someone's bare cheeks with a shower shoe, or someone is slapping yours. It's still gay. Not that nothing's wrong with being gay, but that's just what it is, and let's call it what it is. Stop. Don't come out your cell the next day like he did, like you some big old tough guy, some big old gangster. Now, when he's down there doing this, some people on the tier are laughing as the dude is on the bars crying and whimpering and saying, yes, daddy, yes, sir, I'm sorry. And all this, he's humiliating him. Got him on the bars naked slapping him with the shower shoe, and have him saying all sorts of humiliating stuff to entertain himself, to entertain the tear, to entertain his cellies. So some people on the cheer are laughing, but some are not. And then when everybody came out the next morning, some people down there looking to see what's wrong to do, see if he all beat up, see if he can walk right. Don't know what really went on in that cell. That night, all that day, all that night, I don't know. Ain't no telling. I know what happened in that moment. He was slapping him upside the cheeks with the shower shoe. And when we come out, some people looking at the dude shaking their head, looking at the dude from Gangster like, man, this dude weird. And some dudes laughing. Oh, man, whoa, whoa. That's crazy. What happened, man? They want the details about what happened, how he got his pants down and was slapping his cheeks. They want details. I don't want no parts of it. This, you're not tough. In my book, you're not tough. That shit is frowned upon. Now, as I said, it's frowned upon these days. That wasn't too long ago. And it wasn't as frowned upon even then, even though it was becoming to be frowned upon. People was not doing that sort of stuff anymore. That was really back in the days. Some individuals who had tried this sort of stuff in the county jail before went to prison and got taken care of in prison for violating individuals right there in the county jail. So again, the consensus is not the same. The thought process about something like this is not the same anymore. People look at this differently. It's frowned upon. So when the dude pulled this off, when he did this, people looked at him differently. The dude ended up rolling it up, meaning he rolled up his property and went somewhere else. They moved him to another module. And they did not end up pressing charges or even coming to get the dude. The dude from Gangster, they ended up moving him to Wayside or something. I think the police knew something that went down in there, but they just moved his celly out. The celly was actually moved, they just moved his celly out and ended up taking old boy to Wayside. But I didn't have that much respect for him anymore. I didn't have any respect for him anymore. Because that's a violation as far as I'm concerned. You sitting here violating this dude, violating this brother, just because you say he's weird. You got all kind of other stuff you can be doing around here, but you want to take your time and then, as I said, it's a black eye on you as an individual, on your gang, on your faction, on your set. That you can't be saying that you're a gangster and pulling down grown men's pants where you can see in clear view, you can see in the light in your cell his ass cheeks. And you're okay with that. You're okay with looking at another man's ass cheeks and then playing with his cheeks in one way or another, slapping them, grabbing them, kissing them, whatever your ass in there doing, it's all the same. Stay free, people.